Hey everyone, Tim here, and today we're launching a three-part series on how you can become a more effective sound person. Now, I understand that each church sound system is unique, and there's no way we can get into the nitty-gritty of, let's say, equipment. But what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you some overarching guidelines that are going to help you become more focused and more effective as a sound person. If you're a worship leader or a pastor, this video is going to be great for you as well because it's going to help you understand the role and responsibility of your sound people. And what we've done is we've divided this into three different parts. Part 1 is going to cover what you need to do in preparation for your weekly practice. Part 2 is going to cover what you need to do during practice and after. And Part 3 is going to cover what you need to do on Sunday morning. And there are a couple of foundational things that you need to understand before we jump into these different parts. Number one, you have to understand the importance of sound as a ministry. It's not just a tech job, it is an actual full-fledged ministry. Sound is what helps the teams and the pastors on stage communicate effectively what they're trying to communicate to the congregation. I know for myself as a worship pastor, I can create a engaging dynamic worship set, and as much as I possibly can, but I understand that if sound is off, it's going to keep people from engaging fully into that worship set. And worst case scenario, it could become a distraction which keeps people from engaging altogether into worship. So sound is very important. You guys need to understand that and know that this ministry is deserving of your time and attention and preparation each week. Secondly, guys, you need to know your equipment. And this doesn't just include the soundboard, but this includes other pieces of equipment that you touch as well. Things like monitors, amps, microphones, anything and everything that you come into contact with, you need to understand its capabilities, what it can and can't do, and you need to understand the functionality and how you can best use that piece of equipment in the worship experience. I would go a step further and say you need to understand your system wiring. Understand where each and every cable goes. One of the things that we do here at CWC is when we train, we don't just train on top of the sound console, we train below it. And so we have our guys understanding how the cables are run and why we do what we do behind the scenes. It helps in two different ways. One, if we understand the capabilities of our equipment, we understand the tool that we need at that moment for whatever's going on in the worship environment, even before it happens. Secondly, in troubleshooting, if we have an issue or a problem, we're going to be able to more efficiently and quickly identify, troubleshoot, and fix what's going on so that it becomes less of a distraction to the worship service as a whole. So foundational piece, guys, understand your role and responsibility, how important it is in ministry. Secondly, know your equipment. So let's say you're getting ready for your weekly practice. Well, what are some of the things that you should be doing in preparation for that? Well, first and foremost, guys, you need to have a great relationship with your worship leader or pastor where you communicate with them several times a week in preparation for Thursday night practice or Wednesday night practice or whenever you guys have it. One of the things that I would recommend is have a post-service evaluation. Talk to your worship leader. Say, hey, what about last Sunday was really, really good? What were some of the challenges that we had last week? Understanding those will help you as you move towards your coming week Sunday service. So if you did something really, really well, let's try that again. If there was something that wasn't effective or was a challenge, let's not do that. Let's see what else we can do in order to make the worship experience the best that it can possibly be. So have an open and honest evaluation with your worship leader. Secondly, your worship pastor or worship leaders, he's going to create a worship set and send that out to people every week. One of the things that you want to do is you want to connect with them after that's done, and you want to see the heart behind what they're trying to accomplish for that Sunday. It may be a reflective Sunday. Maybe they're trying to drive people towards more of a prayer time, or maybe it's going to be where they're going to put in more scripture reading, or it could be something where they're trying to create this big crescendo moment. Whatever's happening in the service for that week, you need to understand what's going on so that you know what's going to be happening. A lot of churches use Planning Center for this. It's a great tool. It gives you the worship order. It allows you to attach songs and chord charts to some of the different elements that are going to be happening. So it's a great, great tool. As a sound guy, you need to be in that tool. Whatever your worship team uses, you need to understand what's going to happen for the songs. You need to understand what's going to happen for the worship service. It's going to help you tremendously be prepared before you even get to practice on Thursday night. Finally, guys, you need to understand and know those worship songs. Primarily what you do as a sound person on Sunday morning is you're mixing the worship team. That's going to be the bulk of your responsibility, and that's going to be your greatest challenge is when you're trying to create an environment and a sonic atmosphere that is pleasant to the congregation. So if you know your songs really, really well of what's happening that week, you're going to know, for the most part, what's going to be coming up. Now, in practices, worship leaders may change something here or there, may change an arrangement, may have a certain person do a solo part, so instead of electric, it's a keyboard. Those things happen. But if you know your songs really well, you've worshiped to those songs, you've gotten them in your spirit, and you understand what's going to be happening on Sunday morning with those songs, it's going to enable you to mix better because you're going to know what's happening. It's all about preparation and understanding before practice what they're going to be trying to do on Sunday morning. So guys, start there. This is going to give you a good foundation and a good moving forward as you try and prepare for practice each and every week. So I'd encourage you guys, take those three things, connect with your worship leader for a post-service evaluation, connect with them on what's going to be happening for this Sunday's worship, and know those songs. That's going to help you as you get ready for your practice time each and every week. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Next week we'll hit what do you do during practice. You have a great week.